Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Carson Cloud. So in this video, I'm going through the configurations of Windows Update Ring in Intune. So with Update Rings, it allows you to configure Windows Update and Windows feature updates for Windows 10 devices. So now let's get started. Here I'm at portal.azure.com. I'm going to click on Intune. And in Intune, on the left-hand side, there is software updates. Go ahead and click on that. And under software update, there's manage. Click on Windows 10 update rings. I'm going to click on create profiles. Let's call this Windows 10 update tests. The description is not required. You can put anything you want there. Next, you want to click next. Update rings, you have to choose your channel, either semi-annual channels or semi-annual channels 1809 or below. And also there's a Windows Insider Fast. I'm going to choose the Windows annual channel, semi-annual channel. Microsoft products update. You want to say yes because you want to update all the Microsoft products. If you put block, it's not going to update any Microsoft products. So click allow. Windows driver. If you want to update any Windows driver related, click allowed or you can block it. I'm going to click allowed. Quality update deferral period of days. What it means is that once it released, how many days do you want to wait to or you want to defer? You can usually I recommend maybe put in 3 days, but for this test, I'm going to put 0 right away. Once Microsoft releases it, it's going to get installed. That's what it means. Feature update referrals, 0 mean it's going to install the feature updates right away. And if you want to see, you want to make sure order a company or you want to test it first, you want to put in 0, put in 5 days or 3 days. But since this is going to be a test users or test groups, just leave it at 0 so it get installed right away. Set feature updates, uninstall. This will give options to remove feature updates. You can put in 10 days by default. That means within that 10 days period, the technicians have the ability to remove feature updates. I'm going to leave it as default. User experience settings, automatic update behavior. You want it to auto install at main Windows. If the computer have main Windows, you want to ignore it. Yes, you want to ignore it. So this is going to install during main Windows. And the other options are available. You can choose. Or you can choose notify and download. I'm going to leave it as auto install and restart at main Windows. So it's going to be restart. Active hour start. So it's going to run the main Windows going to run. I'm just going to put, well, this is for testing, so I'm going to leave it 8 a.m. to p.m. to 5 p.m. That's what it says here. Configure a period when restart due to installation with being processed. So restart checks. So it tells you here if you want to Intune to check your machine before it restart. So here's are the stuff that it's going to check, like the battery levels, user present, display needed. You can allow or skip restart checks. I'm going to leave it as allowed. Option to pause Windows update. This give user options to pause the updates. Enable. If they are in the process of finishing up their work, you want them to be able to pause it. Options to pause. So we got that. Options to check for Windows update. This will allow user to check for Windows update. I'm going to leave it as enable. Require user approval to restart outside of work hours. I'm not going to configure it, so it's going to, because outside of work hour, the user doesn't need to approval. Leave it not configured by default. Remind user prior to restart to require auto restart within dismissible reminder hours. So here's the you can select number of hours to remind. So by default is nothing. I'm going to leave it as um, nothing for now. Remind user prior to require auto restart with a permanent reminder permanent. It's the same, pretty similar. You want to leave it as 15 minutes or 30 minutes. I'm going to leave as default. Change notification update level. This will specify Windows notification user see. Good, you can choose the default, or you can choose the turn off all notifications and excluding restart warning. So you can, whatever you want to choose, I'm going to leave it as default. User deadline settings. Allow user to use deadline settings. User can, if you enable it, user have the ability to configure deadline settings. Gonna leave it as not configured. Let's click next. Assign to, you want to assign to all users, all devices, all user and all devices. Since this is for testing, I'm going to select my test user or test group. The This is my test group, which is just that one machine, 006. You can also exclude group from this deployment. Click next. Just confirmation summary page. You can click on create to create update rings. So it is successfully created. Once my test machine receive the policy, it's going to update automatically. So that was 006. So it's going to take a few minutes before the update get installed on my test device. Let's take a look at test device. I'm going to pause the video and we'll come back when it's starting to deploy the patch. All right, look like the update has created. I'm going to click on it. And let's look at the device status. I receive an error, user status, and user data update status. So anyway, that's how you. It's gonna take some time to install. So that's how you create Windows update Windows update rings or Windows 10 update rings in Intune. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please don't forget to subscribe and have a great day.